Hey ladies, it's me, Keisha. Welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to be rating different protective styles. I'm going to be judging them from a score A through F based on how protective I think they are for your natural hair. I have a background in cosmetology. I pretty much did hair all through college to get myself through it. So I know a little something about, natural hair styling. So I'm going to rate it and y'all let me know if y'all agree or not. Keep in mind, ladies, these are my opinions. So don't be in the comments arguing with me. Actually, go in the comments. Let's debate. You can tell me if you agree or not, or which, rating would you give these particular styles. Number 1 is box braids. Box braids is good because obviously your hair is braided, so it's protected and you're not constantly having to comb it. You can also grease it and oil it up so it's not going to be dry. You can also, nowadays, you can wash your box braids. So you can get in the shower and you can run water on them and shampoo your hair and condition it while you have the box braids in. So it's a good thing because you can care for your hair, but you can also not have to manipulate it as often. But the bad thing about box braids is a lot of times they're long and they're heavy, so they're pulling and they're causing tension on your scalp. And also if you get them back to back, then it can cause tension alopecia where you create thinning. And not everybody knows how to take out box braids. If you take them out on your edges and you're not careful, then you can have thinning. And so that's why I don't give it an A, because although it is protective, the preventative measures when it comes to taking them out can be hard sometimes. And by being heavy and pulling on your scalp, it can cause tension as well. So I rate box braids a B minus. So I know y'all thought that was going to be an A, but no. B minus. Partial sew-ins. Partial sew-ins are a good thing because majority of your hair is tucked in, protected underneath. But that leave out gonna not only be looking a hot mess, but you're going to be damaging it to match the texture of the actual weave. Especially if you're natural like me, you cannot do partial sew-ins because you're gonna find yourself just ripping your hair out, and it's gonna get shorter and shorter over time because you're trying to match up your natural hair with the weave. So I rate partial sew-ins. I rated a B minus because it is technically protected because majority of your hair is protected, but the leave out is not protected, so that's what's taking it a grade off, or down rather. The next style is crochet braids. I know a lot of people don't like the look of crochet braids, but when it comes to protective styling, I gotta rate crochet braids an A+. They are an A+. Your hair is braided, so it's tucked underneath. It's not tiny braids, so it's not pulling or causing any kind of tension. And then the crochets usually don't fit on your edges, so you find yourself just slicking the edges and then just starting to braid further along the hairline. So you don't have to worry about that. And then some people's hair is really sensitive to thread. So the fact that crochet needle has no thread, so it's threadless, it's lightweight, and it does not cause any tension because most times you don't put it on your edges. So crochet may not be the best look, but when it comes to protective styling, I have to rate it an A+. Microlinks. Y'all finna be mad at me. Y'all about to be real mad. I'm gonna start with the good. When it comes to microlinks, you can wash it, you can condition it. Anything you can do with your natural hair, you can pretty much do with microlinks in it. But as far as protective, your hair is out. So if your hair is out, that means you're manipulating it every single day. Unless you do like a ponytail or something, but for the most part, when you have microlinks and you literally treat it like your natural hair, it looks longer, it looks more beautiful, but it's not protecting your hair at all if you're constantly having to do it and manipulate it. So I'm going to go ahead on and rate microlinks a C minus, D plus, whichever one makes you feel better. I'm going to go ahead on and see a C minus just because it do look good, and we're going to add a few more points. No, you know what? The hell with that. We are talking about protective styling, and it's a D. Now, if you see me with some microlinks, don't be telling me nothing because that just means I was going for aesthetics, okay? But if you see me with some crochet braids or some box braids, then I'm probably going for protective styling. So, just keep that in mind. Full sew-ins. The good is low manipulation, is braided underneath, so it's protected, and it does not matter how many bundles you have in your hair, it is going to be lightweight. The only con with full sew-ins is sometimes thread can rip out some people's hair, and just the fact that you can't really get up in there and shampoo it like you want to because the hair is covering it. So overall, I'm going to give full sew-ins an A minus. Quick weaves. Quick weaves are honestly protective. It's no manipulation. You don't have to worry about doing your hair, and all your hair is gelled underneath. So technically it's protected if you use a cap. Because if you don't use a cap and you put that glue on your natural hair, then you just took a style that's an A straight to an F. Because after you finish combing all the hair out, you're going to wish you had used the cap. So quick weaves with a cap is an A-. Ponytails. Ponytails are gorgeous. I love ponytails. I feel like I have a ponytail head, so that's hands down one of my favorite styles. But if you know anything about ponytails and buns, they cause wherever you put that ponytail and bun at to pull your hair out. It causes tension. I don't know what it is. I think it's because people usually put them too tight, which is why I don't want to give it a D or F. I give it a C, because if you don't put it too tight, then you don't necessarily have to lose hair. But regardless, if you do it every single day, eventually it's going to cause tension in your hair. That's pretty much any hairstyle. If you do it every single day or over and over again and you're not adjusting the part or, switching it up, it's going to cause damage over time. Overall, let's just say a C. Next is roller set. I'm not talking about hot rollers. I'm talking about the old-fashioned, old-school rollers that you roll the hair on. They're heatless. You usually use mousse. That's what I'm talking about. Those are going to be an A+. They're low manipulation. Because your hair is rolled, it's going to stretch it out, so it's not going to be tightly coiled and cause single-stranded knots. Also, most times people do it on wash day, so your hair is nice and moist. It's nice and oiled up. It's not being manipulated in any way. You're not messing with it. And at nighttime, you just put a bonnet on it. Those are going to be rated an A+. Because although your hair is out, it's breathing and you're not manipulating it in any way. So those are going to be rated an A+. Senegalese twists. Senegalese twists are going to be the same as box braids. They can be a great protective style, but if you wear them back to back without letting your hair breathe, it can cause tension. And the take on process can usually pull your hair out if you're not patient. And a lot of times people get them heavy because, let's be honest, they're more beautiful longer. So obviously if you have longer braids, it's going to be pulling, tighter on your scalp. Goddess braids. Goddess braids, feed-in braids, those I'm going to rate an A if they are big. If they are small, I'm going to rate it a B-. Only because a lot of times when they're small, you run into the same problem you have with box braids as far as like scalp tension. But when they're big, it's less likely to cause any kind of breakage on the scalp. They're lightweight and they're a gorgeous hairstyle, honestly. So those are going to be an A if they're big and a B if they're small. Silk press. Silk press are good because your hair is stretched out and is not curled and tightly coiled, so it's not going to cause single-stranded knots or tangled up in any way. So technically it is good, but it's bad because most times people tend to want to keep up with the look, so they straighten it over and over again, which is causing the excessive heat. And then a lot of times you do have to manipulate it, whether that's wrapping it at night or combing it when it gets messy throughout the day. You still are manipulating it in a way, so I'm not going to give it a 100% A, but I'm not going to give it a bad rating either. So that's why I came up with C-, or C+ rather. Your fro. Your fro is not really a protective style. That's kind of like you had your braids and your twisties in all week, and then you want to kind of stun on the weekend and take your fro out and, pick it out and wear it. I wouldn't consider it a protective style because obviously if your hair is out, you're going to have to manipulate it and take care of it because it's out. And if you wear your hair out every single day, then it's going to start coming out. So I wouldn't consider your afro a protective style, but I do encourage people to rock that afro big and proudly. Wigs. Wigs are going to be an A+. Hands down, wigs are an A+. Because it's no manipulation. You get the same look of a sew-in, but if you need to, you can snatch that wig off real fast. Or your scalp up, do whatever you need to do to your natural hair, and then put the wig back on. So it's not even braided down. You don't have to worry about any dry thread. Nothing. Wigs are going to be an A+. Chef kiss. Love wigs. That's all I wear is wigs. The last style is natural hairstyles. And when I say natural hairstyles, I mean braids, twists. Any style you do with your natural hair is going to be an A+ because you don't have to manipulate it in any way. You can wet it so it can stay moist if you need to. It's no dry weave on it or braids, anything. It's no tension. and your scalp is breathing also. So any style you do with your natural hair is going to be an A+. Okay, ladies, these are all the protective styles that I have rated. If I missed any, let me know in the comments and I can rate them for you if you need me to. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Mwah.